I regret all of my arm tattoos, every single one.
I regret every single one of my tattoos, all of them.
Why the did I get tattoos?
Okay, so today we're going to be talking about something that I've seen pop up on my For You page for quite some time now, and that's the amount of people regretting their tattoos. So many people decided that they'd get them as soon as they turned 18 and that they'd love them forever. But by the time they hit 25 or 30, all they want to do is get them off their body. We're obviously going to be looking at people's regrets, why they regret them, and how toxic this community could get when you talk about this topic at all. We also have some comments from you guys from previous videos, so if you want to be featured on a future video, leave in the comments down below. But let's just jump right into it.
I regret all of my arm tattoos, every single one. So just a heads up, if anyone is thinking about getting tattoos, or at least as many as I have, and you're sure, be ultra sure. I got them because I've never liked the way I looked, and I thought it would make me look better and feel better, but 3 years down the line, I just wish I had my normal skin back. And I know I can get laser removal, but I don't think it will actually take it all off, because they are so ingrained in me. Like, they're deep black ones, and I feel like I got them for the wrong reason. I got them to think, oh, I'll be cool, like I have more confidence in the way I look and blah blah blah, instead of, oh no, I really like this design, so I'll put it on me. I just wanted to feel better, and it's nothing to do with the art. It doesn't matter what was on me. So the tattooists that have done this, if you ever see this, it's not you. You did exactly what I wanted, but it's just tattoos on me I don't like.
And within 3 years, he had both of his arms done and completely regret all of them. It kind of sounded like he wanted to be perceived differently by people, maybe look cooler or the more tough guy aesthetic, and that just really wasn't the case. And even with tattoo removal services we'll talk about in a little bit, it would probably take a very long time to get those out, if they possibly would come out 100%.
Imagine, if you will, that you put a shirt on once when you were in your 20s, and now you have to wear that for the rest of your life. And that is what it feels like to get heavily tattooed before you turn into a fully developed adult human. I wanted to talk about, there's like a lot of reasons to regret my tattoos, but today specifically I wanted to talk about not matching my aesthetic, right? So I think if you ask almost anybody that's over 30, if they have a better idea of who they are in their 30s than they did in their 20s, they're gonna be like, oh my God, yes. I have all of these tattoos that don't necessarily reflect who I am at 36. They might have reflected a moment in time in my 20s, maybe a moment in time that I was like not doing so well mentally, and they are here forever. Before anybody says anything, no, I'm not getting all of my tattoos removed. Like, that's not even feasible. Don't even suggest it.
Right off the bat, another example where it would be extremely difficult to get that removed. I mean, she has so much on her chest, let alone the cost and the pain, the amount of time that would take. But no matter how much you want to fight it and think that it's not true, if you're 18 years old, you'll most likely be a very different person at 25 or 30. So if you make these types of choices very early into your adulthood, it could really affect you during the rest of your life. We have a comment from one of you guys. My son got gauges as soon as he turned 18. He paid $1,500 to have the surgery required to fix them. Now, I've told you guys this before. When I was a kid, I did want to get gauges because I was into the whole hardcore scene. I liked all the music and wanted to get them myself, even though I never had plans on getting them that big enough to actually have to do surgery. But in the end, my parents refused, and honestly, that was the right choice. So I know everybody goes through the phases and you're hard-headed and stubborn just like I was, but some of the choices our parents make are honestly right at the end of the day.
Why are you against them now and you're now removing them?
So I know what it's like to have no tattoos. I know what it's like to have some. I know what it's like to have a lot. I know what it's like to have ones that are uncoverable. I know what it's like to have your hands and neck. I know what it's like to have your face. I have watched directly the result of the progress of being tattooed and the way my life is affected. Sure. It only has a negative impact. Having tattoos is only a liability, and it is a 0% asset.
In what way? Explain.
Okay, there's a lot of ways. The first is, I knew before I got my face tattooed that I was going to be judged for having face tattoos. The state of mind I was in then, I was young, right? I had like this perspective on reality that is not real today.
Now, of course, the face tattoos are a very extreme example. Most people don't get them, but even anywhere around the neck or hands could hurt you in the job market. We'll see a little bit later. And it goes with a comment from one of you guys. The fact that people get tattoos on their face, then wonder why it's hard to get a normal job is wild. And I mean, we could take a look at a perfect example of somebody getting a tattoo in one of those areas.
I regret every single one of my tattoos, all of them. When I got them, I was like, oh, this isn't something that I'm ever gonna want off me. This is like a chapter in my life. This is something that I went through. It's a memory, so it's just going to be there. Tattoos are something that will make you feel uncomfortable and awkward as hell in situations that you never thought you were going to give a shit about, but really you do, because appearance does help people gauge what kind of person you are, what kind of lifestyle you live, and if they want to be associated with you or not. It can hinder you in job situations. It can hinder you in business dealings. It can hinder you in your child having friends with other people and their families, because they're going to look at you and think whatever. And you can always say, oh yeah, like I don't care what people think. It's not about them. It's about me. Young people, trust me when I tell you this. You will almost certainly regret all of your tattoos, especially when you become a parent. I promise you're going to regret them. Unless you are in the lifestyle of like tattoo artistry. When you're 40, you're going to regret it. And when you're 80, it's going to look like a blob on you. These things are an embarrassment. I'm ashamed. And I wish to hell I could get them off. You couldn't have told me shit when I was 23 years old.
There really is so many people with very similar regrets, and I know that this video comes off as me hating on tattoos, and I mean a lot of these comment sections for each one of the clips are bloodbaths. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of tattoos. I wouldn't get any myself, but I really don't care what other people do. It's your choice at the end of the day. But one thing I've realized that was hammered into our heads when we were in school, that it doesn't matter what's on the outside, it's the inside that counts. You know what I'm talking about. You've seen that kind of theme in movies, TV shows, really anything. But that's not 100% true when we're talking about the real world. People judge each other 24/7, whether you're doing it on purpose or it's subconscious. You may not like it and think it isn't fair, but that's just how the world works. So again, I'm not telling you that you shouldn't be getting tattoos. You just need to be wary of those consequences if you get them.
Why the did I get tattoos? I wish I could just go back in time and been getting this one removed for damn near a fucking year. Where's the progress? Sure, it's faded a little bit, but I need it off my fucking body. My friend convinced me. We got matching tattoos, and she convinced me to get it this big. I wanted it smaller. Why am I such a pushover? I don't even talk to her anymore. And don't get me started on my fucking back tattoo. Got the first one when I was 17, covered that shit up with a huge fucking snake at 19. Why? Why did I do that? Now I'm getting this removed, and it's so painful, and I just want to
Getting matching tattoos with a friend that you don't even talk to anymore is wild, along with an entire snake on your back to cover up the previous regret. And she even showed her arm tattoo that was currently getting removed, and that's what it looked like after a year. It basically looked like nothing changed. I don't know, it really does seem like the age at which you're able to get a tattoo should definitely be higher, and that goes along with a comment from one of you guys. I waited till my 30th birthday to get my first tattoo. A lot of thought and consideration went into it, and I'm very happy with the results. Long story short, just think about what you want, because they'll be with you for the rest of your life. And so many of these videos did not do what this comment just said. They'll just get a matching bird tattoo with their friend, or something that they thought would make them look cooler, or fit with their aesthetic when they were in their 20s. But most likely you'd end up changing a lot and liking different things the older you get. There really are so many more examples of this. We could just run through some. Me warning people to not get tattoos the second they turn 18. Ruined my life forever at 19 with tattoos. One of the comments I thought was interesting under this clip: your tattoos suck. Also, it's not the 70s anymore. Tattoos have hardly any effect on employment unless it's like gang, face, or offensive tattoos. Well, keep that in mind for a little bit later in the video. Starting to get post-tattoo clarity because I was the victim of fine line work being 22 years old. And here's just one of the more mild comments that's in every one of these videos' comment sections. Thank God I've always been cool, never regretted any of my tattoos. It seems like a very hostile community if you talk about regretting any of your tattoos. Putting tattoos on my credit card so I could be a tatted baddie with high credit. This should go into one of my credit card debt videos, just looking at the comments section. I had the same mentality, but then I ended up filing for bankruptcy, so it was all technically free. Girl math. I have artists around me that started to take Klarna and Afterpay, so you can't even afford it. Don't tempt me, I'll open up a new card just for tattoos. Oh. Another one up on screen sharing her experiences regretting the tattoos, but I thought a couple of the comments were very interesting. It's not even about the tattoos, it's about looking tatted. Just the aesthetic. The less deep they are, the less regret people have. Really? I don't think that's really the case, to be honest. And if you're just deciding to get random pieces of art that aren't deep or have no meaning on your body, what's the point in the first place? Me, it's just a tattoo, and then fast forward 10 years later, the ink doesn't really look that good. You can tell it was gonna end up like this based off the first photo. I wouldn't have even paid for it to begin with. I'd cry every day, not gonna lie. I hate this tattoo so much. When people ask me what it means, I say it means I made a poor life decision. I don't hate it enough to spend thousands on removal. How many sessions would it be? Any cover-up ideas, a lot of questions, and people responded. Tattoo removal is worth it. Mine's gone 6 sessions at $100 each. A little pain is worth it in the long run for it to be gone forever. You're good. I have my own name on my arm. My first and dumbest tattoo ever. Why would you do that? Call tattoo removal clinics in your area to see how much. Mine were $80 each and it took 8 sessions. Pay for removal. And here we have a set of slides of the progression of this tattoo, which I wouldn't be surprised if this guy regretted it, because honestly, the farther we get into the pictures, the worse it looks until the end, that I couldn't even tell you what it was until we went over to the comment section saying this is what it was supposed to be, by the way, which I think getting that tattoo in and of itself would be pretty difficult to look good on your skin. I regretted my first tattoo also. A lot of reaction gifts as well. You paid for that. What am I looking at? I'm gonna lie, that looks fire. I don't know, that one just seems very unfortunate to me. Another comment from you guys, these videos are telling me I should get into the tattoo removal business. So we could start talking about that a little bit more.
I just had a consultation for tattoo removal for these cherries right here, and I still love them so much. I got them when I was 17. They were my first tattoo, but I kind of knew at that time that I would either have to get them touched up color-wise or I'd have to get them removed. And I feel like I'm at the point 6 years later where it's like, let me just think about getting it removed. And I don't know why I've seen like the craziest price quotes for tattoo removal. I got quoted like $500 to remove this. So I start soon. We're getting it off. And I was like, while we're at it, let's get that gone, let's get that gone. It's like, let's just get rid of all of them. I was ready to like go in and pay like $5,000. So I'm like, if $500 can get this off, like I can for sure get all of them off for $5,000. It's like, take my money, let's go. I'm ready.
Okay, so there's a few things on this one. You decided to get your first tattoo basically knowing in the future that you were going to get it removed. Again, what's the point of getting in the first place then? On top of her getting ready to spend $5,000 to get her tattoos that she regrets removed. The amount of money that was spent to get all of these tattoos, then get them removed, going back to square one, seems absolutely insane to me. Why did you get the tattoos knowing that you're gonna maybe not want them soon? Exactly what I thought. Saying this as kindly as I can, that's going to hurt. Had one removed before, it was torture. So we can move right over to the next experience.
Please don't get a colored tattoo. I just left my 10th tattoo removal appointment. And after 10 sessions, they said that it's probably going to be removed. Little did I know, they lied. The lady at Removery just told me that they cannot guarantee to remove your tattoo if it has color in it, which I didn't know when I bought my unlimited package sessions. They can't guarantee that I will ever be rid of this tattoo. If you're gonna get a tattoo, just get it in black, please. I got a colored tattoo and it has a black outline. So the black, it's still struggling right now after 10 sessions to be fully removed. And the pinks and the greens are holding on to dear life. Unless you're like so committed to it that you're like, I will never not want this tattoo, amazing for you, like live your truth. I was 19 when I got mine, and I don't even think 19-year-olds should be allowed to get tattoos, to be perfectly frank, but that's a whole other conversation. But don't get the color tattoo.
The word permanent is tricky for some people with 66,000 likes. If you choose a tattoo based on how easy it is to remove, just don't get any. I agree with that. But we could switch over to another problem that people are having right now with the job market. I don't have to tell you how much of a mess it is right now, and with how difficult it is to secure a solid job right now, even with college degrees, that's when your tattoos can be a deciding factor compared to everybody else trying to go for the same position.
Ever heard the word job stopper? That is a tattoo that is on your hand, neck, or your face. And they're called that because when it was coined, most employers would refuse to hire you if you had visible tattoos. And all of this is the most visible part of your body.
So again, I don't really care if you decide to get tattoos, but in this job market now with the employers and all the horror stories, they are definitely going to be judging you and you might not get the position because of it. And I thought this clip was particularly interesting from this comment. We're getting to the point where jobs don't have a choice. It's awesome because this video and the comment was posted in 2022. This was at the height when people worked from home all the time, job hopping, bringing in a ton of money compared to 2025, completely other side of the coin. Nobody could find a job. There are thousands of applicants for every single position opened, and now the competition is brutal. So if they don't like every single aspect about you, you probably won't get the job. Again, I'm not saying that it's fair or right. It's just the world that we're living in right now. And we have a clip up on screen of a very extreme example of this. This woman did not get hired at TJ Maxx and she was complaining about her tattoos. And I really don't know what to say about this. I mean, it was pretty straightforward. Most of the people in the comments section thought the same way, but we could just move on.
Do not get tattooed where you can see them. Don't do it.
She's 100% right. Here's why. She goes on to explain that you shouldn't get visible tattoos before you're established in your career. Her, Treacle Tats, and a bunch of other people that are way smarter than me have done a really good job of explaining why job stoppers are just that, job stoppers. But that's definitely not the only negative impact that being visibly tattooed will have on your life. When I go visit family members in more rural areas, people stare constantly and even harass us or refuse us service because of how I look. I get stopped by security all the time because they think I'm shoplifting. Imagine walking into a very upscale bank looking for a very expensive bank loan looking like me. It's very intimidating. Lots of faculty at my kids' school think that I'm a bad mom simply because of my tattoos. I got falsely diagnosed with bipolar disorder once because why would I do this to myself if I didn't have impulse control problems?
Now going right over to the comment section, fortunately the people who judge others for their ink are aging out. I feel like that's partially true right now, but that doesn't mean they're completely out of the job market currently. And with today's high cost of living, it's not like you could wait out a few years to get all the baby boomers, all the old people who don't like tattoos to retire and kick the bucket, right? Everybody's basically living paycheck to paycheck right now, so a job is imperative. But at the end of the day, you could do whatever you want. We could just move on to something that I found very interesting, kind of a subtopic talking about tattoos, where people were going in to get tattoos and certain artists were refusing to do work.
Tattoo artists are the most miserable people on the planet. This glorified coloring book was like talking about how if somebody came to him and was like, I want you to do this specific thing and I want you to do this exact tattoo, he's gonna turn them away because they don't give him creative freedom. You want to do creative freedom on my body? And he was like, oh my god, like I'm not a vending machine. I gave you money, now do what I told you to do. It's like going to a plastic surgeon and the doctor being salty because he didn't get to pick the size of my tits.
So I fell down this rabbit hole of people going back and forth in the comment section, replies to videos. I just wanted to put this in because I did find it very entertaining. Some of the comments here, I know you ordered a steak, but my creativity told me fish sticks instead. Tattoo artists, when you ask them to do what they're paid for. Here's the other side of the argument. As an artist, I'll never stoop down to copying someone else's work. The fact that they turned you away from not wanting to copy someone else's work tells you that he's doing a good job. Okay, so on one hand, I guess I kind of get it, but at the same time, if I came to you with an exact printout picture of what I wanted and you wanted to change things about it because of your creativity, as I'm paying you hundreds or possibly thousands of dollars to put it on my body forever, I feel like I'd probably have an issue with that as well.
It doesn't matter how much money you throw at a tattoo artist, if they start feeling like a vending machine where you're just being like, this is exactly what I want and here's some money, let me get that. We are so happy to walk away from a client like that and take less money from someone that gives us creative freedom and inspires us.
Yeah, can I get a mid-skin tight fade? Nah, I think you need a taper. I'm gonna do a taper instead.
Creative freedom on my skin? If bro wants creative freedom, go be a painter with 100,000 likes. My skin is not your creative playground. There are tons of different responses to this.
They will not let go of that piece sometimes. They want exactly what somebody else has. Me, I will not do it. I'll refuse it. So if they come in and I have it booked and they want exactly what somebody else has, I'll tell them no.
Come with me. I'll do it. I don't care. It's your skin. It's your money. It's your life. Remember that. Don't listen to all these other tattoo artists that think, oh, I don't touch nobody else's work. Oh, I don't copy no tattoos from Pinterest. Well, I do. Come with me. I'll do it.
Imagine if a barber starts saying, no, I don't want to copy a hairstyle. That's exactly what we saw in the previous example. Come into my tattoo shop and ask for a tattoo. In my shop where I do tattoos, who do you think you are? And there's more videos of people responding to that clip. I mean, there's just so many different layers and people getting angry, saying that they don't want to plagiarize other people's work. The comments replying to that, if I pay for it, what's the problem here? We got copyright tattoos now. Brother, just do your job. You took it way too far. I disagree. If somebody wants something, it's their body. It's just a tattoo, dude. It's never that deep. So I know this didn't relate to the overall topic of this video, but I just thought it was too funny to not put in. But that's all I got for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. YouTube thinks you'll like this video popping up on screen right now, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I'll talk to you guys later.